There we go. Alright. Now we do this really quick while we're still chilling and open. Ah. Sweet. Got some good shit out there. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? There we go. I have this loaded up for our little time of the night. Not much, you. Pretty much the same. Got off work and decompressing, chilling, and seeing where this goes. Seeing what little adventures happen for tonight. Because usually there's always some sort of random shenanigans happening these days, so we'll see what happens. See what shenanigans has gotten into tonight. Ugh. There's the letter. Ugh. Nice. Keeps it interesting. It does. I'm kind of surprised. Usually there'd be a little bit more rolling in, the ball rolling in for the first few minutes. It looks like notification only propped it up to you. Just a one-man show. Need some more over there out of the way. There we go. Oh, right when I say that, then it starts bumping up. Of course. It takes a minute for the algorithm to do its thing. Actually, I looked up too, like with where I'm at with watch hours now, and I'm about like 250 hours away from my metric that I need to hit, so I can do that monetization game. I swear to God, if YouTube's like, yeah, nah, you actually don't qualify really though, bro, or some shit, they like decline it or whatever. I swear to God, I'm gonna be like, bruh, straight bruh. I'll literally like bitch about it. I'll make a whole stream dedicated to bitching it, even though I bitch about YouTube a lot. I'm gonna try to avoid doing that. I feel like I do that at least once a week on a stream. That's YouTube free. Yeah. Like I figured that updating my app before I started this would have helped, but it literally didn't do anything. Because like when I start these, now I have to like start them, let it like go for a couple seconds, and then get out of the YouTube app while the stream's still running, and then go back on the app so it actually works kind of functionally. It's it's a little annoying. What is it? WSP. I'm assuming that's just like what's up. Ever tried a hot dog the same way you eat a lollipop? Why have you? You have your volume off, so I can't hear. I'm casually just watching, even though I'm in a power outage and can't hear. But hi. Well, hello. Why the fuck would you lick a hot dog? Because it's gay. Because it's gay, bro. That's why. They're trying to do a little gay innuendo joke. For y'all gay man, remember to subscribe. I like how like these dudes come in here every so often doing this, but it's like, is this supposed to make me angry or something? Just getting the practice in. Yeah, I guess so. But you know, just there's plenty of other things that I feel like would be like better for that. Like legit. Try to support the channel. Well, it don't matter to me either way. Honestly, like I know for a fact there's at least a couple people that do that as a troll. But instead of saying we're like gay guys though, bro, it's like no, we're actually like trans here. Even though I'm like not at all. Just gotta remember not to cross too far. Yeah, don't want to cross too far that Rainbow Bridge. Funny part is I'm gay and I'm bisexual, so and there you go. Battle boom, battle boom. It's all a win. Oh, that was nice. Wow. Why is that trying to wonder so much about hot dog licking? Because someone brought it up, and now they're like, "What? Why?" What in the random ass question is this? Ever run backwards for a cornfield naked? What? Huh? Happy belated Pride Month. Well, funny enough, at least for Portland, where I'm at, like our Pride event is in July. It's not in June. So for us, it's like we just celebrate it late out here, I guess. Which whatever, fine by me. Makes it weirdly easier for me because then it's just like I don't have to like try to be like, oh shit, I should try to like request a time off for that or something. You're dying from a dragon being balls deep in your ass. Well, that's that's not my problem. I mean, that usually normally would be a good time. I mean, it's way better than not having one. Yeah, sure. Spain or Argentina. Oh, for what the FIFA World Cup thing? I mean, I don't really care too hard, but if I had to like pick one, it'd probably be Spain, I guess. I know Argentina's like kind of flexed and's been pretty good, for the World Cup and shit too. So I'm like, all right, like I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like I'll just root for whoever wins, I guess, ultimately, because I don't really care that much. Yeah, Michael, you good, bro? You all right? Like Spain more? Yeah, I think I'm a little bit more leaning to Spain. I mean, it seems like that's what like the popular like opinion is. So vamos Spain. I think I'm great. I'm sure you think that. How's your day? I'll ask you a normal question, lol. Hey, you ain't the only one that's asked that at least. So, which by the way, thank fuck. But it's been all right. It's chilling. Mostly a boring fucking day because it was slow as shit. And it wasn't even like busy where it's like consistently busy. It would literally be like a blurt of like shit, and then it'll just be nothing. And then it'll be like another wave of some orders, and then it'll be nothing. And it's just like, It was kind of pain, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. But then my roommate, apparently, his day with work was fucking slammed. So we had opposite days, I guess. And frankly, like, I mean, I wanted to call out because then because there was a show I really was wanting to go to, but like, it just wasn't possible. I called up at least saying like, hey, I'm legit might not be able to make it. I'm not feeling good. I kind of was bullshitting a bit, but it's like, yeah, I mean, if you can, try to see if you can feel better enough, and this and that, because there's literally no one that can fill in that unless, my boss were to stay the night, for working and shit. I was just like, fuck. Also, it's like, I kind of need the hours. I was, so early for one of the days I was working, so I definitely didn't, so I'm definitely not having as many hours, as I would want for this week, so I'm like, fuck it. If anything, I might pick up a day on my 3-day weekend coming up. Would you rather fight racism or a bear? Racism? Because fuck racists. Why would I fight a bear? Like, I don't need to be finding a bear to fight. If anything, they probably don't want to fuck with you anyway. Unless it's like a grizzly or a polar bear. Polar bear will actively hunt your ass. Grizzly will defend itself or at least, fuck you up to make you fuck off. One time I went to KFC, I asked to get tenders, and they straight up told me no. Do they even serve chicken tenders at KFC? I haven't been there in fucking forever. Like, it's been like at least, I'm not even joking, like probably like 15 plus years. I have not been to a KFC in fucking forever. Yeah. Maybe they're out. You'll fuck a bear? That's gross. You shouldn't do that. Actually, go ahead and try. I'm sure that bear would absolutely be totally consenting to that. I'm sure that bear will not do anything to you whatsoever and just let it happen. Ironically, I would pay to see someone try. Not even joking, just because you know that motherfucker is going to get ripped to shreds. So, it's literally like shot in Florida. What are you going to do? I'd rather fight a grizzly than a polar bear. I'm pretty sure you would not want to fight either of them unless you had a fucking gun. And you would need that gun to be like a high caliber and a high stopping power fucking round. You wouldn't want just anything. Like, bruh, like, you would not want to fuck with any of those. Hey, bud, just passing by. What's up? What's your opinion on Israel killing babies in Gaza? Isn't it bad? I mean, not just with that, but just in general, fuck Israel. Fuck Israel. Fuck the Zionist loyal dogs that support that savagery. Like, I fundamentally have nothing positive to say when it comes to Israel. Or Israelis or Zionists. Period. You have more of a chance of a grizzly? Yeah, if you play dead. A grizzly might leave you alone after a while. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck him too, because he's a loyal dog to Israel as well. Co-op short king. So this one is being 6'2" short. Which one? Trump or Kamala? Are you stuck in 2024 or something, bro? That shit gotta be the most American ass haircut I've ever seen, bro. How? How's that even possible? Like, there's so many different hairstyles that come from the U.S. Like, what? Whatever. I'm not even gonna do it, What are your thoughts on this situation in Estonia? There's a situation in Estonia. I don't have thoughts because I don't know what's going on in Estonia. What, something going on over there? But we're doing that. I'm far from six too because I'm a huge patriot for my country. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I suppose I can see that, but it's like it's kind of hard to be patriotic when it just sucks. Like when it comes to infrastructure, healthcare, education, we just suck. I mean, honestly, like it's kind of hard to feel like patriotic or feeling like, yeah, America, baby. I mean, there's really not much, arguably, at least especially politically, that I can support when it comes to just America as a thing. So it ain't America, America. It's just I don't know what you want. It's just that's just how I have it. Country used to be such a golden country. Sure, I mean, I will grant that it's had obviously way better eras, but even then, there's plenty of things within those eras that were pretty fucked. Like I mean, when it came to like the peak of the economy and social mobility and economic prosperity in this country, especially post World War II, there was still a lot of immense racism and segregation and a lot of plenty of social flaws that were there and very just pretty much normalized. So it's like that's not to me inherently like some golden era thing. I mean, that's like, yeah, we got some good shit going, but we still have a long way to go, kind of thing. Which it's even more shitty because some of that progress that was made from the people that have literally have like put their blood, sweat, and tears, especially things like the civil rights movement and shit like that, the labor movement, like even going farther back, to the early 1900s, pretty much like a lot of that shit at this point is pretty much, either eroded away or is concurrently being eroded away or outright just being destroyed or actively being, ripped apart. Let's just stand some butter and toast before putting peanut butter on. Go for it, I guess. I don't know. Let's do opinion or rather facts. Huh? Ice 100. Ice 100. Yeah, Ice 100, on the idea they should be abolished and fuck them. How about that? By the way, quit spamming. 300 seconds and, reflect. Bell, why do you give a fuck about my hair? Who gives a shit? And by the way, do you think I'm gonna spend like $20+ on a barber when I could just do it myself? Do you want to abolish ICE? You goddamn right, yeah. Fucking killing American civilians and shit, like outright, having no due process when it comes to people, processing, any agents, or any like anyone, on a contract under ICE, and outright just doing overt illegal actions when it comes to, just straight fucking terrorizing people in their communities and neighborhoods. I'm like, you're goddamn fucking right. Some stupid ass last name. Hennings. Fucking Hennings, man. Wow. Give me one American civilian that's been killed. Have you been living under a fucking rock? Alex Preddy, Renee Good, uh, La. Like, there's fucking plenty of these fucking people who are American citizens who were fucking killed by them. There was one a few days ago, you dipshit. There was two different killings, of American civilians. I don't remember the names right off the top of my fucking head right now. That one's been killed. Oh my god, you're just a fucking retard. Get out of here. No one's been killed. Shut up. So let's just like literally like deny reality. I'm not entertaining your ass. Get out. Uh, why do I care about your yard? Fuck guys, fuck Maggie, get fucked Republicans. That I agree with. Because especially if you're at a point where you literally are outright gonna deny reality to the point you're literally like, yeah, no, they didn't like die. But they just like, mysteriously just like, lost their life, but they weren't like killed or nothing. They just happened to get in the way of the bullet, bro. They just happened to be, in the way. The bullet was just traveling where it wanted to travel, and they just happened to be in the way, bro. I don't know what to tell you. So give me a fucking break of that shit. The fun ice. Nah, take it a few extra steps further. At minimum, half of them should be fucking in prison. And, and the entire organization itself needs to be abolished, period. Don't get hit off that, gang. No. Maybe actually be nice. Maybe. But the fact your attitude's been Bella Hennings, I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. What's ICE? Immigration and Customs Enforcement. I'm gonna just assume you're not from the U.S. and just aren't aware of every little bit of U.S. politics, but that's what it is. My algorithm is hitting tonight. Well, cool, awesome. Yes, I'm not. Well, I'll at least grant the pass. I mean, I will grant though it's been like a major topic and the news, not just in the U.S. but because of how much it's like a predominant thing here. I'd imagine I don't know what international news is looking outward in when it comes to certain things like that. So I don't know if it's brought up a lot. And frankly, all things considered, especially with the shit with Iran and then with Israel and just the general global economic affairs, it's literally just straight up like I wouldn't be surprised if it was just not talked about. Which I don't inherently, blame international or other nations' media for not, fucking, going into that, but whatever. It's more of an American issue. The large amount of American citizens. Yeah, how about the American citizens that kill other American citizens, which is a far more common and prevalent thing, you dipshit. Yeah, like the few tiny like maybe at most every year like a few dozen instances of some immigrant kill and so on, and that's being very liberal about it because I'm pretty sure it's not a few dozen. I'm pretty sure it's probably less than that in comparison to what the thousands of different deaths that happen from other citizens killing their fellow man. Like, yeah, let's talk about that, but yeah, I guess not, huh? Few dozen. Yeah, I'm just literally willing to take a random assumption. Yeah, I don't have to look at the data to know that when it comes to how many people were killed by immigrants, illegal or otherwise, versus natural born citizens or otherwise. When it comes to citizens of the United States, yeah, I'm pretty sure the numbers are very fucking different, and I'm sure that the problem is a lot more prevalent when it comes to natural born citizens, considering they also take their own laws for granted a lot more often than not. So shut the fuck up. You talking to me? Like, this is something that you can actually directly look up. I don't have a means to literally just like pop it up right now. If I did, I'd be looking it up right now just to show the show you the article, show the data and shit. But I've read it, I know about it, and just overall when it comes to the crime rate, when it comes to immigrants and even illegal undocumented immigrants, it is far vastly more minimal and more minuscule in comparison to national born citizens and even naturalized citizens. That is definitely a fucking fact. just saying it's a joke. Most strong people streams. Well, whatever. You're fine. And my focus is on others right now. Wow, what to put words in my mouth there, buddy. I didn't say who cares if illegals raping murder, which, by the way, now you're adding to it. I thought we were specifically talking about murder right now. Now you're adding to it. Which, yeah, hey, if we, there's nothing wrong with, like doing preventative, action when it comes to crimes like that. And yeah, when it comes to case by case, addressing it accordingly. There's nothing wrong with that. But to lump in every motherfucker as that just because, oh, well, some people have done it once, because those people were fucked. I mean, like, you literally don't have to demonize, all of immigrants, just on the virtue that, yeah, there's people that, come over here that are not good. You can literally, like, even me as a leftist that's very pro-immigration, understands that, yeah, when there's someone that, like, maybe murders somebody or does some violent crime, especially of any type, yeah, it's probably more preferential to maybe, extradite them back to their home country. That wouldn't be my first, like, goal necessarily, but that depends on the crime. Now, doesn't. They're keeping overstayed visas. I'll get work and all these factors. Been seeing it for years. I mean, and really, most of that, comes in two ways. One, because corporations exploit that labor because they can pay them more cheaply and not have to abide by every broader labor law that, they have to abide by when it comes to American citizen. So you're not inherently wrong. But that's also because our visa process is really broken and bureaucratic as fuck. If we streamlined it immensely and, actually made it like a more clear process where it's actually expedited, where you can, instead of taking years or, and even in certain cases, even, a decade or so to like either get a visa approved or even renewed. I mean, like, there's a lot of people out there that legitimately, like, aren't trying to, like, do illegal shit. They just are trying to go for the process, but it just takes fucking forever. And it's not their inherent fault. I know plenty of migrants that will have mentioned to me before being like, yeah, like, I'm kind of trying to deal with this because it's kind of some bullshit, but something I got to deal with, because I expect that, the process is going to be, very long. So I should be doing it now instead of like when it expires because it's going to just fucking, take way longer and that puts me at risk. And I don't want to put myself at risk, basically, which is fair. And shocker, that's pretty much most migrants for the most part, including you. I mean, I wouldn't be inherently against a generalized background check, but also I don't think people should be prohibited just because they got like a DUI once or, a stupid little like petty theft crime or something. Like 5 years ago or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm willing to like have exceptions, when it comes to like, someone's past. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not inherently against a generalized background check just to make sure that, you know, you're chill. I mean, you can have flaws. You can have kind of a troubled past. I don't really care. I mean, as long as there's at least broadly, especially like a consistency of just trying to be better. Like I don't really care what your background or where you come from or anything like that. I just see that as across the board. Like that should just happen no matter what. Like having a generalized background check, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Shouldn't deal with this. This is very sad. No, it's not. What? If that's the case, then how come like I've always will read about cases like someone shot somebody, and then like a day or two later, or even later that day, the suspect is caught. Huh? Guns don't kill people. People do kill people. But that also means that maybe the tools that people use to kill other people with should probably legitimately be regulated to a certain extent, including guns. Now I'm very pro gun. I own some myself, by the way. I'm just saying, but I do think, obviously, there are some people that probably shouldn't own them. Not just on the virtue of like if they're potentially violent, but also at the virtue because they're too stupid. There are plenty of people I've met that own guns and frankly are fucking moronic with them, and I'm like, oh my god, you shouldn't be having these. Like, I mean, I've seen some people that are just not responsible with them at all. And yeah, sorry, those bunking dumb fucks shouldn't be owning them. Just on the virtue of other people's safety. Any chance to be murder hunter or Swiss, I think. Yeah. Also, like, I mean, you would have to literally go out of your way to find a sketchy place, with shit like this, like whether it's Honduras or anything, to potentially be at risk. Like, honestly, it's just one of those things where you gotta, like, yeah, you have to, like, be purposely, like, going out of your way or just legitimately just stupid and not realize it. Don't let fear control you regardless. Well, nah. That's why I don't look at, migrants or trans people or, the other as, like, something that I need to look as a problem. I understand where the root cause of the issues are, and I'm fearful about, like, the consequences of that, but, I understand that it's not just, like, some bullshit of, like, oh, it's these people, it's that, this, it's X, it's Y, it's the liberals, it's it's whatever. It's like, no, it's not. People who never that bother learning trajectory or bullet drop, or the fact that like just because there's a wall or some sort of like thing behind your behind your target, that doesn't mean that it's stopping the bullet either. So I mean, that's another thing people need to realize too. Which is why like there needs to be just legitimate like hands-on training before you get your firearm when it comes to the firearm you want to purchase. At least when it comes to your first purchase, I would argue at least. I mean, like, let's say you're getting like your first rifle or whatever. Like, yeah, you should legitimately be going through like a hands-on training to understand and know what the fuck you're handling and understand what it is and like how powerful it can be. So how much math and shit actually goes into landing a clean shot. Yeah, shocker. And perception. And having good eyes, too. It's physics and geometry. It's a lot of it. You have to go one branch ignore you is fighting right now. Which branch would you choose? I mean, I thought about joining military like well over a decade ago, back fresh out of high school. And honestly, my first one was to do the USMC, but when they found out I was autistic, they literally were like, "Actually, there's other branches that would be better for you." They're like, "You probably would hate it." They literally deterred me and said, "Go to a different branch," basically. And I was like, "National Guard, I guess." Or just, regular old army, I suppose. But even then, I mean, if I really wanted to have something, good out of it, I'd probably honestly legitimately do Air Force. Especially just on the virtue of the aviation factor, because I would certainly love to at least, have some level of being able to at least, maybe qualify for some pilot, some or something like that. Because I've always loved the idea of being a pilot and flying and shit, so I could literally use that as an actual skill and then like be a pilot, even maybe like a private pilot, where I have like my own little like 10-seater like twin engine or something, and then just like fly people around regionally around here. That would be cool as fuck, actually. I'd make some bank. Sounds like you know how to fly. No. Well, I've played with flight sims pretty much most of my life, and also I did once actually fly a plane for a minute. Like when I was with not literally my uncle, but we called him Uncle Owen in North Dakota. He had his own plane and his own strip on his land, and he let us and the family and shit, go flying around, and everyone had a chance to, go in the co-pilot seat basically, and and fly around, and that. And I asked, like, hey, can I take the controls? And mind you, by the way, I'm like 7 or 8 years old, by the way, just for caveat of context of the story. And he said yes. And he said, okay, so you hold on to this. I'll control the rudders because my feet couldn't quite reach the rudders. So he's like, I'll control the rudders, but you got all the rest of the controls. So I was like, okay. And I just said, I'm keeping it straight. Where do I go? And he said, bank left. And I just did a light bank. And we just did a nice little like 90-degree left turn. And he's like, now bank right. Another 90-degree turn. And then he's like, now pull up a little bit. And we pulled up for a minute, got some altitude. And then he's like, now pull down. Let's go down a bit. And let's have a little roller coaster thing. And we pulled down for a minute. And it's like, now level out. I leveled out for a bit. And I looked at my little, like, altimeter and shit. Like, or, whatever the fuck exactly it's called. It's like altimeter or some shit where it kind of shows you, like, if you're level or not. And from there, I was just like, I leveled it out, and I was like, how'd I do? And he was like, flawless. Like, you did great. And I was like, and mind you, I'm like 7 or 8, and I've been playing with Flight Simulator since I was like fucking like 4 years old or something. I've been in front of a computer, playing shit like that since like at least 3. So, like, I mean, altimeter, yeah. I'm mispronouncing it or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like, where it has like the information about your altitude, your speed, and all that shit. So, I mean, I will say this much. Outside of that one time in Flight Sims, if I were in like a Piper Cub or like a Cessna or something like that, dead ass, I'm not going to lie, I probably could fly that. I actually probably could fly that shit. Now I would have to be talking to the ATC, be like, okay, I don't know everything, but I know enough to at least keep this bird in the air and try to land her. But, like, you got to give me some information on how, like, to do the legal way of landing this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, like, the rules of the air, when it comes to the FAA and being like, squawk this and that. Like, hey, this is, airline XX, this and that, whatever. Like, that's a lot of technical shit that I just don't fucking know. I mean, I kind of ish do because I'm a little nerd for it, but it's like, it's one of those things where to me at least, it kind of goes over my head a little bit. Jesus Christ, this fucking chat's going insane. Do any of these comments have anything to do with what I was just talking about, or is it just literally going off? Wow, this fucker is... You know what, dude? You're getting 300 seconds because of the fucking spam. Quit spamming, dude. God damn. Fucking Christ. And thus, Kamikaze Ignore was born. Densei! Benzei! Got a lot of retards in the chats. No shit, man. I'm trying... You know what? Fuck it. We're doing sub-only mode. We're doing sub-only mode. Fuck this. I need a clean chat for this shit right now, dog. Believe in Jesus. I believe in Jesus, having his holes nice and penetrated like the good little twink he is. Oh. All spam, no eggs. Yeah. Where's the fucking eggs? Where's my eggs and briskets and shit, bro? Where's my, like, chicken fried steak? Ugh. All right. Now I gotta, like, try to go back up and see if there's anything related to what the fuck I was talking about a minute ago. I know what you mean. That's dope. Would you ever fly an actual plane? Yeah, honestly, yes. I want to. I would actively love to if I have an opportunity. Oh, yeah, I'm sub. Yeah, I only had it for 5 minutes anyway, so I'm pretty sure most people, for the most part, are chilling. It's just the trolls and these fucking, like, brain rot fucks. We need, like, a breather. We need breathing room, bro. Like, straight up. I mean, I won't keep it there forever, but like we need some breathing room for fuck's sake. And if that dude spamming that fucking question is smart with the 300 seconds, which that should be halfway over, that's literally halfway to being able to comment again if you subbed. I mean, the subs to me don't really matter as much anymore, but it's nice that I get them. Because yesterday or last stream, I had like 14 plus, you know, and I didn't even have sub only mode at all at that point. Just people did it. I was like, I mean, at this point, I feel like it's just ever so slightly always, you know, happening. And I'm just like, fuck yeah. But it's the watch hours at this point. But luckily, I'm about like 250 watch hours left until I'm about, you know, to where I need to be to, you know, to at least, you know, apply for monetization. So at this point, I'm chilling with this shit. But man, I needed a break from that, like for a minute. Like, god damn, dude, it was a little diabolical for a minute. I'm sitting here talking how I probably illegally flew a plane for like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? At the age of 8, but you know, statute of limitations, bitch. And plus, that person that I was talking about who owned that aircraft and everything is retired now. He doesn't fly anymore, and he sold his aircraft in. At least some of his land too, so he doesn't have the airstrip anymore. But or I think the whole land, and he just moved somewhere else. Last time I heard. But that was also like a long fucking time ago. For all I know, the guy probably passed away too. Because I remember one time being like, yeah, like one, not the last time I was in Montana, but it was, oh, I think I was during my grandma's funeral. So I know he's still around there for that. And I asked him, like, hey, do you still have your plane? And do you still have, like, you know, you still flying? And I asked him that because I was kind of curious about it, being like, yo, next time I'm out here, kind of want to see about doing that, you know? But he told me he retired and sold it. I was like, fuck. Oh, well, though. I subbed yesterday when I first saw you live. I am late. Ah, that's okay. Ain't no wrong with that. I mean, if anything, I'm growing too, just, you know, because I know once I get monetized here, I'm pretty much going to use whatever I make with YouTube, you know, to save up for things like a PC and a whole, like, setup so we can actually, like, do more than just this shit. Not that I want to, like, not do these, but I would also at least, you know, try to make, like, at least a weekly show at the very least, or at least maybe even 2 days a week. Should invest in my business, bro. You know what? How about this, bitch? Why don't we, you know, collaborate and make a unified, you know, production, bro? Like I'm, you know, like event, like in a weird way, at a certain point, this shit's gonna be a business. I'm doing technically. I mean, I'm gonna have to actually like legally, as a business, make a name out of it, and then like, you know, unironically get some tax write-off shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if I like, because I can use some of that, you know, for trips too. And literally say I spent this amount and tax write off that shit because it was directly for the business and investing into it, especially for what I do. Oh my god, dude. You gotta love America for the loopholes, baby. You gotta love capitalism on that virtue. I hate capitalism, but that's one thing where I'm like, hey, when you gotta hustle, take advantage, baby. Take advantage while you're in the system. To be fair, though, I know that I will probably also have extra taxes, and I'll be kind of like shit. But hey, business write-offs too, bitch. About to kick off my buy stock now. Well, I don't think we'd be able to be, you know, where we can have stocks and shit. But I'm the kink freak. Like I know companies, yeah, I like to you know, maybe acquire products from that I can easily be like, yo, we're pitching some stuff. Because unironically, in a weird way, I feel like they would kind of sell in the kink community. I'm not even joking. Quote unquote foreskin armor, like what? Like a little cage for your dick, but it's more like specific to like the head or something. I mean, you know what I mean? Like we're basically just like expanding what already is, if you think about it. And the nipple tassel shit, like that's already a thing. I mean, we're basically just like, well, we just like have our own version of that, and we just like contract like some Chinese company to just mass produce those bitches or something. I mean, that's already like that exists. Ball sack suspenders. Yeah, for the dudes who just like have them hang low, but they have like a little pouch where there's like strap, like little literal like suspender straps to go around the neck, bro. Oh my god, that would actually unironically be fucking funny. It legitimately watch that shit actually sell at least a little bit. Cap Spring Game was fall to a T. What we haven't used isn't capitalism anymore, or else GM would have died in 2008, or we would have been government house for real business. Well, I mean, yes and no. Ethical capitalism, yeah, is actually okay for the most part, because it also includes the idea that, like the state itself can be applied, like even socialistic policies can be applied. Like, I mean, capitalism, like ethically, can still like exist even in a socialistic, system. It's just that in the core root of capitalism, it literally is just straight up like about maximization of profit. That's ultimately what one of the main foundations, ethical or otherwise, it where that's its goal, and it will achieve that goal by any means necessary. So, like, I'm not, like saying that you're not wrong, but at the same time, it's like you have to have those strong ass fucking checks, to ensure that it keeps that way. Because if not, a capitalist, especially a cutthroat one, will do anything, including lobbying and even, going and bribing the government in ways that it can at least be legal, quote unquote, to be able to get its way. I mean, and ultimately the late stage era of capitalism, the ultimate conclusion of what comes from that is what America is in right now. And the ultimate conclusion of that is basically just nation death or a post-capitalistic revolution that totally reforms and changes our system. And at this rate, we're at a point where it literally would be kind of a global shift if we were to do that, and it would literally be kind of like a forcing the rest of the world to kind of have to like at least address that to some degree, but maybe not, since they're already starting to kind of lean more towards China's economics and starting to do business with them more so than the United States. So maybe they already are doing that. It just didn't it just didn't have the United States doing it. Besides killing itself. Competitive market is a growing market. Theoretically. But so is the one that is an oligarchical or monopolized market too. It just grows under one banner instead of many. That's the problem. Because now no one can have nice things. You own nothing and give us all your money and be happy. And work until you basically are borderline dead. And then you have like 2 years of retirement until you're like homeless and croak in a ditch. Or like a weird little shack with maybe a bed in it. If not, you pretty much have like a few blankets that you just laid on the dirt or the hardwood floor just to hope that, it adds a layer of comfort. I hate how, like, it is, like, legitimately truth that Americans are, like, so fucking used to the pain. In a weird way, I'm so glad that my boss is actually base as fuck because, like, today was so dead. Like, we end up talking about some cool shit, like, about, like, politics and stuff, weirdly enough. And honestly, it's just, like, realizing how, like, cool my boss is just making me, like, oh my god, I'm so happy to work here now. I'm like, honestly. People I work with are cool as fucking base. Fucking, my boss is too. I'm like, I'm kind of afraid to ask about like what's your broader take on union politics and stuff because I'm kind of like literally at this point like kind of want to have the balls to say it, but I'm like at the same time like I don't want to like unintentionally have like a higher up hear that or something. So I'm sure my boss would be chill with it and be like, well we if you're asking if you could form one here, no. Like I mean I that's just unfortunately not going to be able to happen. I'd probably be like I'm not even asking that. I'm just curious about your take on it. You know what? I bet if he could, he probably will let it happen, though. I did actually get a chance to meet his boss. Like, he's nicknamed Gene, so it's like, and he's like the district manager. And he was helping on the line a little bit when I first showed up. I was kind of like, okay, who's this guy? And then eventually, once it was dead, for a little bit after I like, handled the fries for the last little bit of that little rush, he was like, I never met you yet. Who are you? I was like, I'm so and so. He's like, yeah, I'm he said his actual names, but I'm not saying that. But it's like, I'm, so and so's boss. I'm not saying my boss's name either, but it's like I'm his boss, and about every quarterly, I come through and stuff, and just see how things are going. I'm like, right on. Yeah, I've heard about you. You seem like a pretty cool guy. Actually, great to meet you finally. Honestly, I didn't, I honestly wasn't sure what to expect, but I didn't expect you to, like kind of weirdly enough, as a joke to kind of lighten the mood, be like, I expect you to be taller. He was kind of short, honestly. I was like, the way you've been described, I felt like you'd be kind of like a taller, like, dude or something. He's kind of like a unit of a guy. Like, he's barreled up, but he's just, he's a short king. I was like, oh, okay. All right. And pretty much for all I could tell, he seems chill as fuck. Seems cool. So, I mean, I remember at one point where, like, where we keep all of our veggies and stuff like that, it was left open for like a longer than it should have, and he went like, "Hey, can you close that?" And just pointed and went like, it had this like little like, "How dare you leave that open?" kind of little thing, and I'm like, okay, he can be hard ass if he needs to. It wasn't me that did it, so I was just looking over like, okay. Oh my god, what's also funny is that after that he mentioned to that coworker like, hey, bro, I see you and I appreciate you. And I looked over and he had like this little like kind of look at him. He did that and I almost said a name. Actually, I had to cut myself for a sec. But he literally was like, weirdly enough, I'd rather you be mad at me. That was creepy. I don't want you to say that like that again. It's like I feel like that's more scary that you like acknowledge me and now you're just got your eyes. Like I'd rather you just be mad at me for and call me out or something. Like that's like, well, bro. I just started laughing because I was like, that was a little like, oh shit, bro. I was like, damn, a little wild. I could probably turn sub only mode off at this point. Like I said, I wasn't gonna keep it on forever. Hey, what's up, Rip City? Did you ever get a chance to talk to Eric Molina, our boy from Los Malvados? I want to know when the next show is. And I will say, man, I tried. I tried to call out. I tried, brother. It did not work like I wish it did. Well, I gotta pass that. Goodbye, the people. Oh, not to me, huh? Nah, you're good. You have a good one, Tony. You have a good one, Tony. Oh. OJO said hello. Were you in here earlier? Hopefully Big Mike didn't fuck you as much as they apparently fucked Logan. Oh no. Actually, like, my main boss was actually it was so slow that we actually were like just chilling for a little bit. We were talking some politics and stuff. Dude, my boss is actually pretty fucking based, man. I might like the more I learn about him, the more I love him. Like honestly, he's awesome. And also the big boss, he's pretty cool too. I mean, he wasn't there for that long, but he's alright. Yeah, I was seeing some of the chat. Like, yeah, it's like we had opposite days. Like, my day was really slow and just lame and boring as fuck. Outside of the first like 2 hours, because that was kind of cool to at least see the higher up, and then chill and just chat and fuck around with my boss, because it's just like we literally had like 40 minutes with no orders at all. We had literally nothing to do. $50, shave your head. No. I'm gonna need a lot more than $50, bro. Add like another 0 or 2 to that, and actually add 2 zeros to that, and I might say yes. Cool fucking hair. Dude, the duality of man, bro. $50 to shave your fucking head and get that fucking faggot hair off. Meanwhile, Max Hernandez, cool fucking hair, bro. Like, what the fuck? Dude, the duality of man right there, dog. What the fuck? That's honestly kind of funny. Night out only for 50. Yeah, no, I ain't doing it for 50. I won't even do it for 500. Dude, I've worked too hard for this length. Like, even when I, do a change up with this bitch, like, I'm still keeping, a lot of the length. Just see what you really think. Well, I wasn't really seeing most of them, frankly, because I was just kind of in the middle of a rant, but there's plenty of other brain rot in the mix of everything, so I just didn't know. That's why I just put sub only mode for a minute. Maybe you weren't sub long enough for to pop back in, but like I said, I needed a damn breather. Nice hair, I'll pay you $50 for it. This Rep City Baseworks is a man. That's some femboy behavior right there. He literally, yeah, no, he's an omnipotent, genderless space octopus. Yeah, he's literally like, he ascended beyond the concept of gender to the point where it's genderless. How about that for like gender ascensionism and shit, bro? Not only have we like progressed to the point of like many genders, or even infinite genders, or the quasi uno gender, but we have ascended to like the fourth dimensional plane of genderlessness, where nothing is gendered. It's actually Schrodinger's gender, because nothing is is gendered and it's genderless, but also at the same time is. It's like it's one of the conundrums of the fourth dimensional plane, bro. Having no gender makes no fucking sense. I mean, well, that's the point. Like the fourth dimensional plane of genderlessness. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like the quantum level, the quantum field, the quantum gender. It's not genderlessness. It's just quantum gender. My pronouns are abolish eyes. My pronouns are fuck Israel and fuck Trump. Which also includes abolishing ICE as well. My pronouns are fuck life. I mean, I will add that too. That's why I like to sometimes say my pronouns are any, all, they, them, don't give a fuck, because like I really don't. That's why I find it funny when people think I'm trans, because I'm just not. The closest that one can say that I am is maybe non-binary, just on the virtue that I literally just don't give a fuck what you call me. I really don't. This person seems like a woman. Well, I'm not, but what the fuck ever. Like, who gives a shit, bro? You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. And frankly, I'm also, what's the harm in exploring, the side of femininity? You know what I mean? Like, hey, I think it'd be kind of cool to, like, drag queen it up or cross-dress or something like that. Why the fuck not? It's not a woman, it's just gay. I never said I was a woman. Also, I'm not gay. I'm bisexual. There's a difference. Man, this is the curse of being bi, because, like, you never win. Bi erasure is legitimately a thing where it's, like, where, nah, you're either straight or gay. There's literally like nothing in between, dog. And it's like, well, I guess us bis and pansexuals just don't exist, huh? So I was getting surgery before it broke. Go for it. Why is that a problem? Who cares? Let him have a surgery. Who gives a fucking goddamn? Doesn't it affect you? Who gives a shit? What's the difference between bisexual, you suck a lot hot dog, and still the same thing, gay? That doesn't even make sense. So I'm bisexual but still gay somehow? How does that even make sense, you dipstick? Uh? You know what? I'm gay. Good for you. Cool. Bi just means you're half gay. Yeah, and I'm only fully gay on a Sunday, which I guess technically I am a fully fledged gay ass queer right now because it is Sunday. It's 2:11 in the morning on Sunday, so I guess I am a full gay right now, technically. But it's still Saturday in my mind right now because I didn't wake up yet. Fuck Minister of Gay. Yeah, and also I've fucked women too. So how can I be gay if I've done both? Hence, bisexual. Sunday fun day. Yeah, especially for your Lord and Savior and God, you know. You gotta do it for the Holy Sabbath. You gotta make it holy. Wow, Jesus Day. It offends Christians, and I love it. I think it's funny. Thought this was a fucking fishing or America live stream from the hat. Well, okay. Vito, what are you doing? Oh, hi, Jassy. I didn't realize you're underneath there. Hello, you just poked your head out. Hey, Vito. Oh, Logan's back. I have kids too. Former woman. Who's the former woman? What? Ignore fish and stream confirmed. Do I need to turn sub only mode again? Do I need to turn that back on? Oh my god. How the fuck can you be half gay? It's either you like pussy or suck dick, given the fuck. It's literally called being bisexual, you dumb fuck. Huh?
Did you drink the leftover beers that were out there?
Well, there was one left, but
Yeah, I would have bought another one.
I mean, I never finished it.
Yeah, I'm not drinking a warm beer that's been sitting out for a whole day, 24 hours. Why take it? It's not yours. Why take it and then not finish it? Come on now. Come on, brother. All right, anyways, I got to tell you this. Filthy Frank fucked up today at my work. Filthy Frank came to town and fucked up shit.
Oh, Joji Miller?
Yeah.
Oh, he was having a concert?
At Motor Center, and boy, did that stimulate our business. And then we had 2 or 3 motherfuckers out for vacation. Yeah, it's a rough day.
I had the opposite. My day was boring because it was pretty slow as shit.
You couldn't go to the show?
Yeah, because I couldn't call out.
Why couldn't you?
Because there's barely anyone working for the closing shift. The new
You
shift
still
that we
could
just...
have, and then they could have gotten somebody else to come cover.
I did try to call earlier this morning about it. They're like, we didn't have anyone. Like, so I was like, fuck. I literally, like...
That makes it look worse, though, if you, like, I'm sick, I can't. It's illegal. If you're throwing up and shit, you'd be like, if I have diarrhea and throwing up, it's illegal for me to work with food.
Well...
You just tell them you're throwing up and you're diarrhea, and then they literally can't have you come into work. That's illegal. That's actually illegal food service.
Well, no, I wasn't doing. I didn't say I was having full diarrhea. I was saying. I mean, I guess, but I was just like.
Tell them it's not.
I mean, it didn't really come up in my mind initially, right when I was, dealing with it, because I was kind of like.
You should have said. When did you get off work? Did you work yesterday?
Yeah.
If you had the day off yesterday, you could have called them and be like, "Yo, I don't know if I'm gonna make it in tomorrow. I'm fucking dying."
Well, I didn't mention it because my gut has been a little weird the last 2 days.
Just grab the fan.
Oh my god. Anyway, well, why get back here? Anyway, but look, whatever.
You're just wasting electricity, homie.
It's cooled it down.
Boom. There we go.
I mean, I'm cool in here now. I mean, it's not hot as fuck. I don't need that like pointed directly at me, especially for like when come on now.
Pointed at the Vita.
I brought his toy in here.
Yeah, so it's been a long day. It was a rough day.
Well, mine was. I did the first like hour and a half, 2 hours.
It was not a bad day.
Yeah, no, for me it was too because like the first 2 hours, I got to meet my boss's boss for the first time, and he was actually seems alright. From what I can tell, seems pretty chill.
Even when I like the district manager.
Yeah, DM, yeah, and then also like because it was so slow, there was
talk to him at all.
Yeah, we talked a bit.
Good.
He never knew me or anything. He's like, hey, I never seen you before. What's your name?
You want to develop that relationship.
Yeah, no, I actually made a funny joke because I imagine him being a lot more taller. So, I mean, it's like, I imagine you being like a unit a little bit, but I thought you'd be taller a little bit, because...
You said that?
Yeah, because like, I heard good things about you, so I was like, I've been wanting to meet you, so I was like, hey, I imagine in my mind you being taller though, but, and also they made a funny comment on it being genuine, being like to one of my other coworkers, being like, "Hey, I recognize you, I see you," and he made it, honestly, like low key, that was a little weird, man. I'd rather you just be mad at me because I didn't like that. You start laughing because I was like, because he was saying like, bro, the way you said that and looked at me, like, made it look silly killer, like, what are you, Patrick Bateman now? And I started giggling and laughing a little bit because it was like, oh my god. And he says like, well, hey, I just have eyes everywhere, and I just say I always appreciate you, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, that is a little like scary though to think about the way you still presented it initially, but I was kind of like,
a Domino's district manager has access to the cameras at all the stores.
Yeah, so is my boss of our store specifically.
They can literally be like, yo, y'all need to wear aprons, bitch. Nobody we wearing any aprons.
Or they can at least say to the boss, be like, hey, we noticed that they're not doing X, Y, or Z, or like this or that, or whatever so. It's not always, from what I understand, but there is like days where even my boss on his days off every so often he can literally go even on his phone check the cams.
Work. My ass is too heavy.
Too much of a big ass.
Well, I'm here. I don't know. I'm here. This is where I'll be.
Just lean. Do a little lean.
So it's good.
Am I finna get a hip hop? Yeah, here you go. There. Where's the lighter? You know what? You get the torch. Here you go, bro. Take that bitch.
I fucking
take it.
I fucking make good money past 3 days. I've calculated I made over $700 after taxes. Not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Silver lining, I guess, despite, still having to go in, is that I need the hours, though, because I was let off pretty fucking early that one day and shit,
yeah.
So I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And also, I'm thinking about just picking up a shift anyway for my next weekend at some point one of those days. I'll just sit up my boss, be like, hey, like one of those days, especially if they're slammed, like, give my number to them, and if they need it for even a couple hours.
You should consider doing plasma on the side, bro. If you did that, you could still make like hundreds, and then That would support your trips.
Well,
and
a
shit
part
you're trying to do
of when I
shows and-
well, a part of like some of the things I still want to need to deal with is I need to have my address confirmed here, including with them. So like,
Well, go do it, bro. It's not my fault.
I know,
That's you, bro.
I know.
You gotta
I'm
wake your ass up, bro.
I'm
You
not
just don't
saying
wake
so.
up.
I know.
Don't.
I'm not. What the fuck? Jesus Christ! Fucking. I'm. What the hell? Like
Sleep.
I'm not.
You just sleep, bro.
I'm not saying it's like anything or whatever. I'm just saying that's just one of the things that it's.
Could have had
The
that
lit-
done a while ago, brother.
Oh my god! I don't want to get into it right now, but like.
When are you gonna get into it? I'm
Not right
waiting,
now.
bro. I'm literally waiting. Like on my own, I'm like, okay.
Oh my god! Not right now. Literally
Alright,
now.
alright.
Like Jesus Christ!
All right,
Fucking hell!
Just saying. Problem.
I mean, I can't really do shit on Sunday, so.
Yeah. Other shit could get done too. There's a lot of shit that could have been done already. Just saying. You're not gonna get anything done. Going to work, drinking, streaming, and then sleeping 10 hours, and then going to work. You're not gonna get anything done. It's not your old house, bro. You're going back
I know
to
it's
your old
not.
routine. You're going back to
Oh
your old
my-
routine.
I know it's not like.
It resembles your old routine.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
also, like, what the hell am I gonna be doing it? Like, you know, right when I get off work, I'm not gonna just go immediately to fucking bed.
It's more about wake up. You don't need 10, 11 hours of sleep or off and on laying 12 hours of being in bed. I don't know what.
Well, okay, well, at least on the work nights, I don't. Like, I mean, it's just that, like, because when I wake up, it's like, well,
Just
I have an
wake up.
hour, you
Just
know, at least before I
Wake
have.
up. You set an alarm and actually get up.
I
at
literally
noon.
do.
You don't wake up at noon. You don't do that.
Okay, I never said I do. I just saying I have my alarm
That's what
set.
you need to do to have enough hours to get shit done. Waking up an hour before work, you're not going to get shit done. Like you were just saying. What can I
Well,
get done
yeah.
an hour before work?
It's
That's
just-
on you to wake your ass up and be disciplined by waking up.
Okay, can we have this conversation later?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, like this is literally something that could be talked like at any other fucking time.
No,
Like,
because you're going to stream for 2 hours and then we're going to go to bed.
well, because
It's the only time I see you, bro. When you stream.
yeah, because we have our work right now. Like, yeah, like what the it's like I'm.
This is you work, and then most of the time that I'm around you, you're streaming. That's legit.
That's
legitimately true.
so. I mean, honestly, when it
But
comes
when
to
do I
this,
get to talk to you about anything?
there's a. Oh, good catch, Vito. But
That
like,
was a good hunt. That was a good hunt. No, you missed it.
I guess you did, damn. But like, out of all the, you know, it's not like we can't, have like conversations later and shit. I mean, I know you've been really tired and stuff lately. Like you've been crashing a lot, more recently, especially for me.
No, I've been sleeping very little. I slept today. I needed to sleep today. I damn well did fucking need that shit.
Well, because you're trying to at least, yeah. Like, because I mean, because I don't want to, disrupt that. Because obviously, you've been going for a little bit of some shit.
You're not going to wake me up.
No.
You can't wake yourself up, man. Don't put it that way.
No. I'm talking about like, I'm doing my thing, being like, hey, what's up? Maybe I'm making some food real quick before I go to bed. But you're sleeping, or at least trying to, or maybe going for that like 1 more hour of sleep or something.
Well, also, this has been a bad week for the mental, emotional shit.
I know that's why I've just been kind of, not really as.
We've been here for 4 months, though. 4 months. Half our lease is up, and half the work hasn't been done. I can't do it by myself, but I'm about to. I was talking to my mom about this on the phone
No,
today.
I mean, don't
Like,
have to do. But
Oh, I will. Monday, I'm waking up and I'm getting it done. If I don't go rafting Monday, which I'm planning not to, I think I'm just going to save that for Tuesday. Monday's going to be a work day and then jam at night day. I'm going to wake up 10 a.m. and I'm going to get shit done with or without people. I'm not using anybody as an excuse. I'm getting that shit done. I'm tired of this place being the way it is. It needs to be better. I want to like where I live, at least for however long I'm going to be here,
Yeah.
You know, that motherfucker should be on the wall. This bitches should be sorted. Your house has shit you need. We need to get a storage unit. Their list goes on.
Yeah, I know. It's a list.
Some of that I can blame on you. Some of that I blame on me. I can just do it without your help. Some of it I can't. I need your help.
Yeah, well,
I need your input at least.
well
I
yeah.
can do the actual time and labor. I just need to know what's going to happen.
Sure. Yeah, and honestly, is once once we especially at least with just this shit with the space, especially I mean, I'm literally here for it.
Getting
Yeah, but I'll literally be here for that no matter what, bro. Like, I mean,
you sleep. You want me to come into your room and wake you up and tell you it's time to work?
it doesn't really have to be like that. You can knock or whatever, just be like, baby.
You also are very difficult. Everybody says it, not just me. Waking you up is a chore. Even Brian. You are an angry motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm a crab ass fuck when
You're
I wake up a lot of times.
I'd much rather you wake yourself up slow or whatever, and then you're like, all right, man, I'm here. I'm ready to do it. Fuck. Feel good. Well, great.
But well,
I kind of need.
I needed like a little the wake big thing. Like I do that for before I go to work. I'd be like, all right, I need a little bowl or two before it goes,
You
so
gotta
I can.
treat this like it's work, bro. That's what
It's
I mean.
fine. Like,
Don't revert back. Take steps back. Like I feel like you've become complacent, and you've gone back to your old ways, like you were at your old house. Because the difference is it's staggered because you get off later than you used to.
and which I'm not liking. I mean,
it is what it is.
I know. I can't
You
just
can't
say
use that
I'm
as
changing my
excuse.
shift now. Like, I just can't do
Can't
that
use
right
it
now.
as an excuse either.
Well, yeah.
Shit still gotta get done, and a lot of shit. Because we gotta do your house stuff, bring it in here, sort it, and then sort all that and figure out what's gonna go in storage.
Well, I know. Not
It's gonna be a lot more
all.
work
Not
than-
all. I
it's
mean, I
gonna be a
want to
lot
say
more work
like.
than it
I
sounds
want to say like half. I want to say like most of it, but maybe like half of the stuff I know that's still in my house could definitely at least go storage unit shit for sure. Like, so it's mostly about like just getting the last little bit of my clothes, the last little smaller things basically. Some of the furniture I still
So
want to
stage
keep.
the stuff that needs to go storage there. Have it all in one
Well,
spot.
luckily a lot of it's already in my room and my closet for the most part.
Okay.
So it already really is kind of already there.
So it's
like,
mostly
yeah,
staged.
it's just like old like
It's mostly
mementos,
staged.
college shit. Yeah, pretty much. It's always
Okay.
been in my closet area. So
Pretty
yeah.
much most of my shit's staged too.
So yeah, there might be a
Now,
few
I will say this.
off-ball things
We're
here and
gonna
there,
need a little
but
extra-
for the
we
most
can't-
part, yeah.
We need a unit that's big enough to have all that, plus a little extra. Because when the summer ends, I'm gonna need to put all that fucking rafting gear and shit in there.
Yeah,
There's no reason to have that in the house.
for sure,
During
yeah.
winter and fall. There's no reason.
Right, yeah.
Throw it in the storage unit.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's, yeah, even if I were to get one eventually, too, not for this season, but maybe, like, later next year in the spring, I'll probably get something like that. But, like,
and then
yeah.
have a unit for that reason.
Yeah.
Or we just move into a place that's large
Big enough,
so
yeah.
where we don't need storage.
Worst case scenario, we can have a baby one just for, like, shit, like, we just really don't need,
Yeah.
because it's just in the corner or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Or I store it up at my mom's or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I
So
can do
small.
that with my brother too. It'll be like, hey, there's like a couple old
I wouldn't
boxes.
do that with your brother. He's so hard to get a hold of. If you needed to get in his house to grab
What,
some
like,
shit.
I mean, a lot of my old like college, high school, old shit like that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
he would hold on to that. It's
Yeah,
not
like
you
my
need that.
mementos. I'm talking about
It's not
mementos
like
of
you would
mine.
need that right away. And
Yeah, it's literally just mementos of mine. Like, I want to keep that shit, but I don't necessarily need it with me. I just
yeah,
want to
like
know that.
Michael's shit, I'll be like, Mom, I'm not paying money to hold on to Michael's shit. You take it.
Yeah. I mean, why pay money for a storage unit when you can just literally have family
Throw it in my
members?
mom's closet that she doesn't
Yeah,
even use.
exactly. Just some easy shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
7 bitches watching my husky. Hell yeah, brother. I mean, there's been more than that, but yeah. It's been off and on. What's up, Phoebe? We're just talking business with the boy.
It's business. It's not personal.
Yeah, so we just got some business stuff. Oh, by the way, thanks,
I
Rusty,
want
for that
all
Cash
the
App
shit we
thing.
Andrew, all the shit we were just talking about, I want done by August 1st. That's the timeline I want it done. I want this whole house and all that other shit resolved by August.
At least these main things here. This shit.
No, everything
Yes.
I just said. I want that done, and I will do most of it without you if I have to. But
No,
the
I mean,
stuff I
like-
need you input on, I need you to we got basically 10 days to get this shit done. Okay, that's the goal that I'm putting down. Okay.
All right.
Sometimes you need a checkpoint, like you shoot for the stars and hit the moon kind of thing. Okay.
And I will say, if we can at least get 90 something
Mhm.
about, if we can at least get 75 to 90, it's somewhere around there. Even half,
Then by
more
the
than
end-
half of it for sure. But
As well
at
also-
least
Yeah.
75 to 80,
Yeah.
90%.
Yes, and then at first week of August, it's all done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And also, I'm gonna hit my boss about, especially because my birthday's coming up the 16th. I'm gonna be like, can I have a
How good would it feel
weekend
that
with that
everything
space
is
too,
done, and your birthday, you don't have to worry about shit. You have everything
to
done.
celebrate and just hang out?
You don't have to worry about anything. You have no to-do lists
Mhm.
besides go to work. That would feel good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because I want to have August be a month where I don't have to worry about any to-do list shit. Because that's my last month. I'm not in school. September 1st, basically,
Is when you're gonna start that shit.
or about to start. I don't know if it's like the 10th or the 17th or the 5th. I
But
don't know yet.
it's sometime in that month though.
It's sometime in that month. So this is my last month where I'm free. I won't have time to do this extra bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Between having a girlfriend, I'm gonna be working more. I got more, so I did officially get the transfer. Okay.
I did see that in the group chat, which is good shit.
I'm getting better hours, so I'll be twice a week. I'm getting off 10:30. Fuck yeah. Twice a week I'm getting off at 12:30. I am fine with that, and somehow I get more hours. I was getting 21 over there. I'm getting 28. I'm getting 28, and I'm doing the same days, 4 days a week.
That's good
3
shit.
days.
Type
Fucking
shit.
great
Fuck yeah,
shit,
dude. Good shit.
Fucking
Good shit.
great shit, dude. I had to fight. That took me months, bro, to get that transfer. That was literally 2 months of because fuck Israel.
In more ways than
More
one.
ways than one. Yeah.
Yeah. Not just that Israel, but
Oh,
also
bro.
Israel.
Bro, I just watched 2 fucking history videos on 3 actually. One is strictly on the Palestinian Israeli type shit. One is on the debt and why the world. You know that we have more debt in the world as a unit, as a collective human unit than we have GDP.
What, the United States?
No, the whole fucking world. By far.
I'm not really that shocked by that, to be honest.
But did you understand that our system debt is necessary?
I mean, the fiat currency system is honestly not inherently a bad thing.
Because it promotes investment and growth. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, humans have always kind of been this way. You need shit now that you can't pay for now. We've been doing this a long, long time.
Yeah,
actually.
which is why capitalism doesn't make sense when it comes to this bullshit. Because
I need grain now so I can eat.
that's
But
why
I have
resource
fields that
that's why a
I'm-
resource-based economy makes more sense to me. That's
But it's
built
the
by
same.
workers.
It's the same.
You
It's
know?
grain was the currency. So I need grain
Yeah.
to feed my family now. But me and my family have seeds in the ground. After harvest, I'll pay you back that grain, plus maybe a little something.
Or maybe what I have as a crop is more valuable.
Yeah,
You know, or at least right now I can trade one of my buck goats or whatever because I have another one already. That's a baby that's about to grow. So I can trade now, and then you could trade me one of your mules or something later. With the grain that I get back. It's literally resource based kind of economic trade and shit.
But it's the same with fiat currency in the end because it's
You're just adding the middleman of the money in it, but yeah.
yeah.
That's
but,
why, to me, it makes more sense instead of things like gold standard or other shit, because it really...
But that kind of shaped the why. A lot of that is why the Middle East is the way it is because of the debt stuff.
Yeah.
And also a lot of other countries, like Greece, for example.
Even this one person in Mesopotamia, Greece, Rome. Yeah,
Yep,
I mean,
yep,
yeah.
you got it.
Well,
You got
yeah.
it right away.
Yeah, Melly Anson. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, is he talking about ancient shit or is he talking about?
I'm assuming so. I mean, they're reacting to what we're saying. I'm assuming so.
And then I watched the history of like mining oil and why the Middle East is the way it is, separate.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the European powers just outsmarted and fucked up the Ottoman Empire so hard. Like with money. They just fucked them so hard with money. Bro.
Ultimately, yes, but there's always
That's where it comes from.
I will say there's
the 1800s, dog.
I know. Oh, I'm very well. I have a very interesting, like, broader curiosity about the Ottoman Empire because they legit were like a pioneer golden age of mathematics and astronomy and shit with like the Islamic golden age and shit.
That was Persia.
That was Persia, but they also had their own, Islamic golden age as well, like within the Ottoman Empire to an extent when it came to a lot of different shit too.
They also were dumb and they didn't realize that coal was not going to be the thing that is like perpetuating.
Well, also various different military campaigns fucked them too. Like there was that siege of Vienna, and then
they did take over Vienna. They won that.
Wait, which time? Because there was one time where they were sieging Vienna, and it was only King John of Poland and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth.
They eventually got that shit.
Whichever we're talking about.
At the time when the Ottoman Empire collapsed and European powers took it over via money scheme shit, and then split it up into pieces, which is how the Middle East is the way it is today.
I want to ask, like, which year are you talking about? Because they're
late 1800s.
Well, this one was a little bit more near the mid period. Well, actually, a little sooner than that. A little more like early 1800s. I'm talking about.
So that's why they failed. They eventually expanded and got it.
Okay, yeah. So we're talking about different timelines, and because the one I'm talking about, even Sabaton has a song called "Winged Hussars" about that.
At the time of the collapse of the Ottomans, it literally, like, I've read this and I can confirm it with the video as well. They literally, their empire stretched from Vienna, basically all the way to like the Indus Valley. Like the Ottomans indirectly and directly controlled so much shit, dude. They were.
This is the dirty Napoleonic era.
They also controlled Crimea. Like they were everywhere, dog. The Ottomans were everywhere, dude.
Yeah, because you're talking about the Napoleonic era, which weirdly enough was kind of their peak, to an extent.
But this is when they collapsed. They still have that control over all that shit.
Well,
directly or indirectly.
Well, no, there was like really a peak, but also the beginning of the end because it was a collapse too, and
they overextended.
Yeah, and the military campaigns, like because they kept doing that for like the decade,
basically
that
100
overall,
years
for a century, basically.
They basically for a century overextended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the main reason why they collapsed is they didn't have the savvy financial know-how,
the economic,
that the European powers had, and they also had a crucial mistake that they didn't know what they had. They didn't value oil. The Europeans knew exactly what that was.
Well, yeah, they didn't value the industrialism.
They didn't understand the resources. They were still trying to get coal and shit. And the Churchill, for example.
Well, because they were still kind of trying to industrialize at that point as well, and they weren't there yet. I mean, arguably.
Churchill,
and they were also obstinate, and
Churchill literally said, so actually Germany in the late 1800s was making a deal with the Ottomans to build a railroad all the way to Baghdad to Berlin.
Not just that, but also they had military agreements. Like if you looked at the World War I with the Turkish military, they had Stahlhelms, German weapons.
Were trying to industrialize and become a power.
Yeah, the invasion of Gallipoli with the Anzacs and the British forces, which was a deadly, horrible fucking.
The German history.
Well, no, this is Turkic, and just World War I history though. But specifically at the siege of Gallipoli. It was known that they had Gevers, Mausers, and shit like that.
That's World War I. I'm talking about
because that's when the Ottomans officially collapsed because World War I bankrupted them and killed them economically.
So the timeline I'm talking about is before that.
I know it's the beginning of the what ultimately bankrupted them.
So the mentors of Churchill.
Oh my lord!
Basically around 1900, brother. I'm agreeing with you.
I know. I'm listening, but I'm just reading this too.
the European powers knew that the world was the future. They said whoever could control oil as a resource, basically, would be the power for the next century or two.
Mm-hmm.
They literally said that, and they were fucking right, dude.
Jesse.
I mean, dude, you can argue that it's not the gold standard anymore. It's the oil standard, bro. It's not a dollar.
It literally is.
And on the dollar. By the dollar.
Jesse. Oh my lord.
It's just it's kind of insane that
I mean, really, I mean, because like so much of the
Imagine how
economy, even looking
different-
at it now.
well,
I
look
mean,
how different the world would be if the Ottomans and the Arabs had the know-how financially and realized the resources they had.
that probably was just the virtue of their
Completely.
government. You know, it was the Ottoman,
I'm not
state.
saying. I'm just saying hypothetical. You're explaining like a normative. Like I'm saying.
I want to say like the people or like the Arabic people inherently like were at fault. It was just like the Ottoman state that just in their hubris.
I'm not saying any of that.
I know you're not.
I'm saying is if they had realized what they had, the whole world would be a completely different place.
There's a lot of pinnacle points in history where it could have been very fucking different.
Oil, money.
That's one of them.
Money dictates, brother. And this,
I'm very
this
well
world,
aware.
This world is not ran by coal anymore. Industrialization was on coal, right? Or steam, right? A cotton gin. Like these things changed industrialization, right?
Well, they started in mass, industrialization started in England, and then it, rapidly expanded everywhere from there.
That was the first wave of imperialism and industrialization.
Yeah.
The first wave is just England by itself.
And then
like 50 years later, France and a few others joined.
the U.S., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a bunch of others,
But they had to do it by railroad and other shit.
Yeah.
Whereas the British, they didn't because all of their fucking land
It's
is
just all isolated
rivers.
on. Yeah.
No, it's rivers.
Yeah.
You don't need railroads. They have navigable
They have
rivers.
steam engine, steamboats and shit like
They
that.
didn't need coal. They didn't need railroads. They had boats that they could just bring shit in and go to the whole world with.
Yeah, and the only time they ever really had any of that was probably like light rail for like the cities.
They really didn't need railroads.
Yeah.
That's why they industrialized.
Even to this day, like
geography.
there is some like now, but like there's a reason why at least England and the British Isles specifically is very limited with shit like that. It's because of what you're saying. Like it's like
They don't need it.
not necessarily no. Maybe for like short-term stuff, like like I said, with the urban cities and suburbs, with like
you go
like
from,
basically like local
going
transit
from
shit,
Sheffield to London type shit.
and also the
Yeah.
underground British Channel train system.
Well,
too.
that was so later.
I know it was, but I'm saying like they don't really have much of a necessity for that, at least in the UK specifically, because outside of very certain circumstances, just on the virtue of like they just don't really need it.
They basically industrialized 100 years before everyone else.
Yeah, they did.
They
I
didn't
mean, not
need-
necessarily 100 years, but yeah, it was
No,
really
it
like
was-
a generation before.
It was 1700 something, and the rest of the world was 1800 something.
I will say especially about the gin craze of London, that happened
Dude,
shortly
what
after.
the fuck is wrong with them? Gin is like literally.
It wasn't just because of
chemical.
that. It literally was because of the virtue that the factory, because the labor movement were never kicked off quite yet. It did eventually because of some shit like this. Because it started, places like because of this. Because people literally and workers were literally just drowning in gin because it was the cheapest liquor around. It was the cheapest thing to
What
get.
is gin even made out of?
I don't remember. I just know that it's
I'm gonna look
always.
this up.
It used to be like the workers' peasant liquor, especially
Like
places like in London.
Prison wine.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you want to look it up, yeah, because I don't know exactly.
Because I'm just like, bro, they've had whiskey there for a long time.
But that
Why
was
y'all switched to gin?
because honestly, it was a working
Whiskey's
class
cheap,
thing.
though.
I
Whiskey's cheap.
well, maybe at the era and at that time, it wasn't because it was more of an aristocratic, upper class.
I mean, bourbon or brandy. That's like a different.
I
type
don't.
of whiskey,
I'm just saying, when because I'm talking about a specific era. I mean, obviously, it's varied, but like there
But
was.
why is it like such a weird thing in like the 1900s, like the 30s and 40s?
I mean, no. What I'm talking about wasn't 1900s. It was like
I'm a drink drinker.
no. What I'm
no,
hold on. What I'm talking about is well before that shit. It was like shortly after industrialization in England. I mean, which was
No way. This is cheap. Juniper berries. It's made from juniper berries.
juniper berries.
It's a neutral-based spirit, botanical ingredients with juniper berries being the basic required predominant flavor. Basically, typically distilled spirit made from juniper berries and fermented grain like wheat and barley or potatoes.
What?
Huh. That's actually
No.
that's actually interesting though.
That would be more expensive than just straight barley.
Maybe it was an easy crop in a easy tree to grow, and maybe it was easy.
No, juniper don't grow in UK.
I don't fucking know, man.
It makes no sense.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just know about the history about like the industrialization and gin and its effects and all that shit in mutual to it.
It had to be a cultural thing, like we drink gin. That had to be pushed.
Well, there was for sure to an extent.
For example, in Japan, when they industrialized, they put spaghetti. Like when they industrialized in their military, they made burgers, spaghetti, other shit. They gave them world cuisines because they wanted to be like the rest of the world. And they said they made a cultural thing.
When? Wait, what?
This is 1900 to 1930. The Japanese army started feeding
I know about.
No, they didn't.
Hold on. I got kind of legit kind of correct for a sec because like I know a little bit about when it comes to Imperial Japan.
Modern Japanese history classes 400 level.
When it came to the rations at the IGA or the NGA.
This is not rations. This is when they're in training in Japan. This is when they're in training.
Okay,
this is boot camp.
I thought you were talking.
Where they're being.
I don't know much about that. I'm talking about the rations that they were when they were deployed, and
they're taking a rice farmer, and they're making them a modern man.
Okay, we're talking about slightly different things. That's why I wanted to clarify. That's all.
This is
That's
before
all.
they became soldiers. For example, they didn't drink beer, right? Then they started promoting.
Really,
the Japanese started promoting to their soldiers. It's manly to drink beer. It was a culturally pushed thing in the military that men drink beer.
Well, also sake and other stuff.
No, they said fuck off with that. We're drinking beer now because that's what men do.
Well,
I read a whole book on this.
Define when because literally they would take shots of sake before they would go out.
I mean that's their.
There was ceremonial. There was all sorts of different things.
But that goes back to Shintoism and shit. They're not giving that up. They're not giving up Shintoism.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm just saying there were. I'm just adding. That's all I'm doing. But
the two things can be true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
I didn't say they said fuck sake. I'm not saying they said fuck sake. I'm saying they promoted beer as a manly.
Especially when it came to those, young men. Like, I'm sure, like, with the beer, they were like, well, with sake bombs, like, a little bit of beer and sake. Like, they took a shot and chugged beer. I guarantee you, like, any other young man, there's no shit like that.
I've told you the history of beer in Japan before is a metaphor for the industrialization of all other aspects of industrialization and modernization of Japan. This whole fucking book, I can show you it. It's like 300 pages on it. Most? Yes, and it was in a German style initially. German. Yes. Yeah, but they didn't hire British or American engineers or brewmasters. They hired Germans. No. Eventually, yes. That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. It evolved over time. But it was initially everything that they leased out to learn the knowledge of the West was German. Because it was actually kind of cheaper. Because the Germans were also in that third, fourth wave of industrialization. They were also trying to become, not industrialization, my bad, imperialists. They were trying to become an empire. The same.
talking about the Meiji restoration or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly kind of messing up because it was kind of like the beginning.
It was 1891, I believe, is when that happened.
No, it was all about 1870s.
No. That's when Matthew Perry came with his guns and said, "Open the fucking country."
Well,
Trade, bitch. That was when the Takanawa era ended because the U.S. said, "Fucking do it."
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's when the broader Meiji Restoration,
No, that was 20 years later when the Meiji Restoration happened. Took a little time for them to fully do it.
Oh, I mean,
Did not happen right away.
I thought it was sooner, but
Yeah, they were being raped by the West for like 20 years.
well, shocker. That's what the West does normally anyway.
Yeah. The West basically said, "Open your country to free trade or else," and then Shogunate the Takanawa had to just do it, and then that's where the samurai starts to die, and you see all these officials in the Meiji Restoration.
Shirayama. That's the last, stand of the samurai. I mean, like we're about like 500 of them versus like the Imperial Japanese with the 8 of the West army, literally fought them and shit. And the last 50 of them literally did a bonsai charge on the top of the hill.
So that's not entirely true. It was the classical culture of samurai that you're talking about versus the samurai that had adopted the West. This is where the culture of...
Well, no, that's what I'm... That's essentially... I'm saying a very broad, generalized version of what you're saying, but yes. No,
Bushido had transformed...
I'm not wrong. I'm just...
Yes, you're right.
You're just adding details to what I just said.
So Bushido had already transformed. These guys who were classical daimyo, lord, like loyalty to emperor was not in their culture yet,
or in the broader philosophy and ideology.
It was loyalty to the daimyo, then emperor. Now it was loyalty to the state, loyalty to the emperor second. Do you see what I'm saying? And so. But the way of the warrior had changed, and most of Japan had adopted that. And that didn't make the people who were from the samurai clans not samurai anymore. They just changed and became...
the laws and the idea
They became bureaucrats. They became administrative peoples.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I know what you mean.
They had to fight a different war now against the West. And I think they were smart to do so. You're not gonna win against the West with its financial shit and all this other stuff that's going on with your fucking sword. You need to fight that battle with education.
But they also had guns too, even before the West showed up, too. By the way, because of China and shit. Like they had their own firearms. Even the samurai were not, strangers to guns. It's just that the Western modern guns that they had were way different than
the ones. They didn't have cannons. They have ships. They didn't have what we had, dog. It was overwhelming.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But once a lot of them took note of that, they're like, okay, fuck these guys, but actually, like, let's adopt some of this. Let's, take their shit a little bit.
We're warriors.
Yeah, because, this is going to be beneficial. Fight. Well, like that one show.
Don't bring a knife to a gun.
Well, that Tokunawa show or whatever the fuck that we watched a while back. Shogun, yeah. Like, I mean, there was even that one scene where they were, having a negotiation, then that, one dude, I forgot his name, fucking, shot those grape shot, too, by the way, or not grape shot, it was chain shot.
Yeah.
Where it was, 2 balls on a chain, which is actually meant for ships and ship battles, because it's meant to take the sails down. He used that motherfucker on infantry and just shredded bitches, showing the power of Western firepower, basically. It's honestly, I admire how brutal and genuinely realistic they made that scene. I'm not even gonna lie, that was fucking raw. I was like, oh, because dude, a real cannon will do that shit. It's not like some pseudo Hollywood shit. It will fuck your ass up.
Yeah,
it's very rare for a show to really, or a movie or anything to actually
So this is back to what I was saying though about
but back to it anyway.
Ottomans and stuff, bro. You arguably
to the Ottomans.
No, for real.
Go all the way back there. Oh shit.
No, because this is the same era. The Ottomans, I really don't. I can't excuse their leaders because the Japanese were behind. They were forced to open their country. The Ottomans have all this power, they have all these resources, and they've been working, and they have knowledge of the people around them. They know who the people that they're dealing with. They know who the British are. And they still lose so fucking hard. And then,
like I said, it's hubris. I mean, I don't know all the specific details at the end of the day, but ultimately, I really do chalk it up to probably legit corruption, ideology, maybe even, and hubris.
Then you have Japan, and it's just like they figured it out in like 20 years, 30 years, dog.
Because in a way they won, there's, even though there's factionalization, there was kind of a want and a need to be like, we want to expand and be better.
There was no faction no more. It was.
I know. But there was a period of time because the West has been there for a while, at least since the 1600s and shit. At least with Portugal at least for a while, and then a few others. But like, at a certain point, it was like, they realized like they got some shit that we just want and need. We should like expand and really do something to modernize what we got going on here, especially with industrialization when that hit. It's like, yeah, they realized the power that has. And that's why, I mean, good, bad, right, wrong when it came to the history, how it was shaped. But, like, look at Japan now. Like, it damn near perfected that shit.
I think it goes back to culture, dude. Like you were saying,
it does. I mean,
hubris of the kings and the emperors and the people who are the administrators of the Ottomans. They had pride. They had ignorance because of their pride. And it's just remarkable that they had all that oil and all that other shit. And they're just too busy trying to prove themselves to like the world that they're the top dog and they're just expansionism and shit. When that's not the battle. Territory is not the real resource. The resources are in your fucking core of your fucking empire. That's where you win the battles, financial. I mean, the British were already in retreat as an empire. They were already like, they're like, we don't really need to be in India that much anymore. We really don't need to be in Africa. They were already
that was like post-World War II.
No, before that. Oh, no. The empire, the British were already making moves to be more financial. They were in transition. Same thing happened with the U.S. post-war.
World War One or
this
what?
Is what so this is the demographics.
Like
let me explain this. So there's also every nation has demographic evolutions, and there are 4 major evolutions of demographics in every nation that will eventually happen. The U.S. has already gone through its 4th one. Japan and South Korea and stuff, they're going through the 5th wave. It's never happened before in history. They're going through the 5th wave of demographic change. It has to do with people and population dynamics. It has to do with money and the economy. And we are not a manufacturing-based economy anymore. We are a service-based economy and financial-based economy.
I know that.
Britain started doing that way back, like 100 years ago, dog. By demand, by the people. They were literally in they're like, why are we dependent on these overseas colonies? The people at home, they hated it. Like, we don't want this. We don't want this.
Because that labor movement was there was also a very anti-imperialist movement, around that. I know that. I know about that.
So that was already happening.
But the state didn't really recognize that until post-World War II.
They recognized that this is what you want, and then also let's jujitsu this to our favor with finances and other things. I mean, just look what happened with the Ottoman Empire. The British and the German, like the German railroad to Baghdad to Berlin, they destroyed that. The British with money and administrative power.
Well, especially with the Treaty of Versailles, like
this is 1800 shit, dog. This is not World War I shit. This is when Germany first became a country and they were trying to make big moves. The British did not allow that. They didn't need military force to do it. They used other tools.
But Germany expanded regardless, despite that.
Oh, yeah, but imagine if Germany got a fucking railroad, basically a pipeline of oil from Baghdad to Berlin. Imagine how things would be different in history. British never allowed that to happen. Even France was like, yeah, I'm going to work with you on this. Fuck Germany. We're not letting this. We're not sharing with, we're going to fight each other and fuck each other, but, fuck these guys. We're not letting them get a slice of the pie at all. And they didn't have to do it with military force. They did it with money and and coercion, and they're like the mobocracy we see today. They would literally turn the whole Middle East.
Well, the monarchy was still the monarchy was still very much a thing, and even though they were all like basically fucking cousins, like they were all like raging against each other because of like the power that they wanted to have in control over.
Yeah, like, but that was happening, but the people who really had the power were the people with the financial.
It was a part of that administration in the state too.
The mentors of Churchill and Churchill. This is like a 30, 40-year period of these motherfuckers taking over the world by fucking coercion with money. I'm telling you, dog. They didn't have to do military shit to take over.
Well, hey, man, you don't have to tell me twice.
Money trails, bro. Money trails. Follow the money trails. Just
Thanks,
saying.
capitalism.
Yep. Free trade, all that shit, right?
Still free, huh?
Free for the people who have the power to make it free for them, and not for free
not
for
for
me.
the average worker.
Yeah, free for me.
Not for the ones that get expended and fucked over.
Well, like free, like we talk free speech for me,
but not for
free
thee.
Speech for thee type shit, right?
I have that book, by the way. You know, that's because I have my bookshelf. That's at least one of the things, by the way, I want to grab my house because I have so many good books that I want to. Yeah, I want you to borrow, just to read.
I'm not a reader right now. Bro. You know how much shit I have to read.
Well, I know, I get you, but. Hey, like there will always be there. There will always be there for you to read if you want. There, my little library of books is your library of books, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, do a 12-week class, and then for just that 12-week class, read over 10,000 fucking pages of shit, and then take like 3 other classes that require like 4,000 pages of shit to read, and then tell me that you still want to read shit.
I know there are some people that really get inspired to read again because of shit like that. And I honestly, maybe this is me personally, but I kind of need a spark to try to start reading again because they're like...
Go back to school, I guess, because you'll be forced to read.
And that would maybe, like, because I could be like, I need a break from this, but I could read this and have fun with this, so...
You don't have a choice, dog, and it's in a cramped...
But I can at least take up... Well, I know, but I can at least, because even when I had, like, my projects, even on my cramped time, I even told you about that, all-nighter of that essence. I get you. I get you. I'm just saying, like, even when I was, remember that, like, overnight, paper that I had to write and shit, like, I took breaks in between that. Like, every so often I'd be like, oh my God, this is straining me right now. I need a break. Smoke a bowl, watch something for like 20 minutes, maybe have a little drink of water or some other shit. And then, when I feel more refreshed, go right back into it and just grind for like another 3 hours. And just repeat the process every so often if I need to.
How long was the paper?
It needed to at least be 8 pages, but I made it 11.
It took you,
and then...
how long did it take you to write that?
The first page I wrote like a month before, but like the rest of it literally took about like, if I had to guesstimate, because it has been a while, maybe about 12, 14 hours.
Wow. It took you that long to write 11 pages.
But I was just locked in. I had to take a break every so often, but I locked in, bro.
I'm dissing you. You're slow as fuck.
Well, no, like I said, I took break.
3 hours, you lock in for 3 hours. You should write that in 2.
Well, a lot of it was research because I had to find the sources and like get specific shit.
I've already done that. Don't research and writing.
Well, like I said, bro, I literally was 5 points off from a pure perfect A though. I still had an A, but it was just like literally
healthy habits, man. That's all I gotta say. Make it easier on your.
Look, all I was saying is that despite, like, obviously I should not have done that, I am actually surprised with the results regardless because it was still, like, literally borderline flawless. It was literally borderline flawless.
You're proud of your product and you're proud of the work and sacrifice you put in.
That's all I'm saying. Like, there should be no fucking diss. I mean, like, come on now.
Because that was hard.
It was.
Sacrifice.
I literally was,
you got a perfect grade.
And that was the first class I had to show up in the morning, and I had to print that out. Like, I literally showed up an hour early to the college just so I could print it and then be like, all right, I have it ready to go. I have like 40 minutes until I have to go to class. I'm going, to this little shop around the corner getting coffee. Like, I need it right now. I need something to celebrate.
Just saying,
and it was good, though.
You'll develop habits the longer you're in school that make it so much easier on your future self. And then you'll be better at typing. You also will have shit ready to go copy and paste sources. Writing 10 pages should be an hour. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I get you.
Should not be like,
but like
half a fucking day.
Well, really just an all-nighter, but
12
yeah.
hours of time.
Because I realized, like, oh, fuck,
that's like an hour a page. That's crazy.
But, like I said, so much of it was the research factor, because it's like, all right, split it down, and then I have this page set aside so I can copy-paste it later once I'm all done. And then I, like, for the last hour, like, really meticulously proofread and check out every little detail.
When you get a syllabus, you're going to know that you have that paper at the end of the term. So as you're reading all this shit and you're being forced to do these lectures, you just need to take all that shit as you go and put it in a space for later.
Yeah.
So that you can just use that immediately when it's time to write the paper. Organize it as you go. Don't just, oh, this is great, I'm so interested. You see what I mean? Like, actually, like, note that shit down.
No,
and
I get
organize your notes.
Well, I did do that with that class too, because that was literally one of my most favorite classes in college too. By the way, like, I mean, I really did enjoy that class. Yeah. So what you're saying, I at least for that one, especially at outside of, it was the international politics class.
That would be hard.
But it was a really fun class. Like, it was kind of up my alley a little bit, and it was really fun and interesting to get into.
But now, dude, you literally, when you get your address here and you have your job, parents and all that won't apply to you. And you will be qualified for all the grants and all the shit, Andrew.
Yeah.
So you could go to school.
Probably be better now at this point, arguably.
No, you would be able to go to school the way I did. Cheap.
Yeah, because honestly, the reason why I did get out...
You'll have debt, but you don't have to worry about that till later.
Yeah, because...
And then when you do... I only pay $50 a month for my student loans.
I mean, for me, that's just the one thing that I've always been a little like, I just hate.
You need to go to school, though, to make sure that what you're doing is actually going to pay you so that you can... See, I didn't do that. I thought I was going to be a teacher, and it would be enough, and then I hated being a teacher.
I know. I remember that little chapter of your life. Yeah,
that was... with this fucking debt now. But I'm not. Because I can go back to school because I have a BS degree. I have endless options of continuing school. I'm just going to have to go more debt. So now when I go back to school...
Endless options of renewal.
Yes, but now when I go back to school, it's just going to be pure debt, no grants. Unless I get scholarships or I apply for grants. And I have to write papers for the grants and shit. But for the most part, though, I'm just going to have to go in further debt. Okay. But when I start making $150,000 a year...
That isn't really that big of a deal now at that point. Yeah.
Okay, I owe $60,000. Bro, I could pay that off in a year because I live so damn cheap. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You're, out of everybody I know, you're like, outside Stefan, maybe, like, you're probably the most frugal motherfucker I know.
Even with a girlfriend, dog. Yeah, I'm spending money on her and shit, but, like, bro, I still be up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I spent too much this week. I'm just going to DoorDash and make it a couple extra. I'm going to make that $400 back.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make, like, I'll just get back to where I was. I'll just do it, you know, like.
Find a way to at least supplement it back in, to evenness. Yeah.
I'm just going to start doing, I want to make at least $50 extra a week with DoorDash, regardless, so that I'm making $200 a month, because that's a good surplus for this woman.
Yeah.
There's to be months where it's cheap, where I'm not spending much, especially in winter. Like, what are we going to do? Go to the
not
bar?
Much.
Go to the bar and drink a little bit?
Maybe a show that might happen to be going on.
Go to the movie. Go to a movie. Go to a show. Like, it's not going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Right now, though, birthdays.
Oh, yeah, because birthdays,
summer,
shit, yeah.
Shit.
Summer love.
Shit, dude. She goes, wonder what she's gonna do for my birthday. I'm gonna be 30, bro, this year, so.
She should, you know.
I think Stefan gonna be 30.
What's his
we gotta
birthday?
go.
Also, when is his birthday? I keep forgetting when his is.
He is November, like 28th, November 29th.
So, like after Thanksgiving.
He's like basically a month younger than me. I know that. He's like literally like 30 days younger than me. I'm the 30th of October. He's November, late November, like almost December.
I kind of love and hate how like me and Tyler are the youngest ones because like I remember that his birthday is like 4-ish, maybe 5 months, away from mine.
Yeah.
With because this is in March and I'm in August. So I kind of know generally what his day is, but every so often I forget what it is. I'm just like, fuck.
I don't remember Tyler's birthday. I know
Me neither.
You're August 16th.
Yep.
And then Stefan is like the 28th of November, something like that.
27th, 28th.
And then fucking Harley is the 17th of December.
Almost a Christmas baby. Not
like
quite.
He's basically like 2 weeks out.
Yeah, about, or a week and a half-ish.
12 days, so.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, well, no, I'm thinking New Year's. No, you're right, because 25th, 26th, so it's like 9-10 days away from me.
That's about, that's a week and a half. About.
Week and a half, you're
yeah,
right,
give or take. A little over a week and a half, basically, but yeah. And then you're basically a day before October or Halloween?
Yeah, I'm the 30th of October.
So you're a proto, like pre-Halloween baby.
I mean, I almost could have been.
Yeah, you're like
within hours.
You're Halloween Eve, yeah. I actually was literally like a couple hours before the 15th, for myself, but because that would have put me and my mom's longtime family friend Tammy, where we would have had the same birthday because we pretty much almost have the same birthday at this point. She's the 15th, but I'm 16th, literally just by like an hour-ish. I was born a little after midnight on the 16th, and she was born like kind of like midday on the 15th when she was born.
Dude? You need something, bro?
I think he just wants to hang out with Poppy.
No, he needs something.
What's up, Vito? What's up, boy? What's up, Vito? What's up, big boy?
You want food? You want a treat?
Oh, I do got some over here. Treat. Oh, shit. He was like, oh, hell yeah. You're lucky there's nothing there. Oh, well, these are the last two besides like a half of one. So who's going to be the best dog to get? You're drooling, Vito. Oh, my God. You drooled on my shit.
Did he eat all of his food? Is he hungry? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Bro, I don't know what it is about this dog food. He just threw that bitch.
Pop. Okay, hold up. You both put Paul down. And, okay, that is actually kind of adorable as fuck. But, like, hold up. Go back. Reset.
Tell him to lay down or something.
Lay down. That works, actually. That's kind of what I wanted. Okay. Vito, you first. Oh, you perked up. Okay. Pop. Lay all the way down. No, stay down. Lay down, Vito.
You moved your hand.
I was
very hand coordinated.
Lay all the way down. Stay. Still.
Stay.
One more paw. Okay. One more paw. Not you, girl. All right. One more up. Good. All right, one more paw.
Dude, so aggressive, though.
But you need to chill with that paw, bro.
Tell him gentle or something.
Gentle. You need to chill.
Be nice.
Nice.
Be nice.
Be nice. Keep it down. No, keep it down. Still. Stay. One more paw. Jazzy, get your... I love you, girl, but keep your paw down. I'm not talking to you. All right, I know you're getting stressed out because Jazzy's being a little weird. All right, there you go. All right, now it's your turn, Jazzy. Jazzy. Pop.
So I was talking to Whitney at the bar the other day when I was helping her sell her terrarium shit to
Lay down.
commission. You hear what I'm saying?
I'm listening. I'm just trying to command her.
She's easy. Come on now.
Sit. Sit. Talk.
She's been waiting, bro. That's fine.
Nah, that was kind of silly. I was gonna give it to her, but it literally somehow launched right out of the mouth and like projectile.
She volleyballed it.
I know you went volleyball with your little mouth.
So here, can I get back here? The dog's doing the thing. Whitney, she's in a place in her life where she's free now. Kids are old enough. She has boundaries with her family. She has a job where she can do what she loves. She's doing art again. She's doing music again. She's the most free she's ever been. But it took 45 years. And half her life is gone. And so now she's got to figure out, well, who am I? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? And it's not a midlife crisis. It's what she calls a reckoning. It's a life.
I mean, that's kind of not a midlife crisis idea, but more of like maybe a existential. It doesn't inherently have to be a midlife crisis thing. It just it's existential. Like what?
But it's not a crisis.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a crisis inherently. I'm just saying an existential moment of like, what the hell am I doing now? You know, kind of thing.
It's a reckoning. I like that reckoning.
That's another way to put it. I do like it too.
Like in UK, they're like, you reckon? You think? You think? You reckon?
Are you all right, mate?
You reckon? No. Do you reckon? What? They ask you.
That's not really that much of a British thing, though.
You reckon? No, they say that a lot. A lot. What are you talking about?
I follow some British content creators, and I've never heard that said by them once.
That's very British. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not.
Maybe it's a very specific, maybe it's like an Edinburgh / like maybe like a Liverpool thing. I don't know. Maybe
it's very common. The Americans, we don't say you reckon. That is very only UK. Australians don't say you reckon. That is 100% only UK.
I've never heard it. I've never heard people from because I follow British content creators and I've never heard it from them. It'll be like "isn't it?" or "you're alright, mate," or it'll be like very.
They're not talking to their people. They're talking.
No, they are just speaking as they would like anywhere else.
Of course, but the context of who they're talking to is different, dog.
I just have never heard of it, even though I follow.
Well, you also haven't read like Harry Potter or a bunch of other British shit that I have.
Okay, well, it's not a competition one way.
You reckon that he fancies her? Like, that's very common, like, way you reckon? That's like...
I mean, I've heard that before, but as more of like an older lingual, but not as a modern terminology.
But it's better than... It's a better word than you think. A reckoning is like a...
I'm not disagreeing, by the way. I'm just saying, I just haven't heard it in a modern context. I've heard it in older...
It's still an English word that we can use.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying I haven't really heard it in a modern context. That's why I'm kind of like... I mean... But Tolkien and stuff like that, it makes sense.
No, not Tolkien. This is Harry Potter.
Well, Harry Potter, J.K., I don't know, but you know what I mean? You know what the fuck I was just trying to say?
You hung up on a fucking word.
Well, you were for a sec, too, for a minute.
About what?
About you reckon, because I never heard of it from a Brit.
You know what reckoning means.
Duh!
So why are we talking about how it's invalid? When it's actually valid?
I never said it was. I just never heard of it in the modern context from a Brit. That's all. That's all I literally was saying.
Okay.
That's literally all I was saying.
I know, but we're tangenting really hard on like...
Well...
The point is that...
She had the reckoning.
Yeah, and there's actually a song by Radiohead called Reckoner. It's actually one of their better songs from one of their better albums, and very meaningful song. So, what does that mean? What does that word mean? Reckoning. What's a reckoning? Or you reckon? Like the verb to reckon. What does that mean?
Obviously, I'm gonna be doing a bro version of it. Basically, I mean, I will admit this because also you did put me on the spot a little bit, but like basically,
To reckon.
to reckon is like basically to come to or at least approach and have to address basically a pinnacle point, essentially, like as a layman broader term, like.
And then what? What happens when you do approach? It's more than that. It's approach and then
Overcoming said.
that's good enough. That's good enough.
I mean, like I said, bro, for definitional shit, I mean, I'm not gonna get the definition quite right unless I look
like
it
what
up.
I said, hey, you reckon he fancies her? That's him asking the guy to analyze.
Well, obviously, I mean, it could apply something different, especially
No.
something like that. Yeah.
That's
You reckon that's lad over there.
the verb is to analyze, process, and then come to a conclusion. Do you see what I mean?
Well, yes, but when it comes to someone,
not just think about it. It's
Well,
also
I know, but I'm just saying when it comes to someone dealing with their reckoning, so to speak, like you were initially.
That is. That's what I'm saying. I just gave. Did you not hear what I just said?
Yeah.
It's
analyze
analyze
literally
and
just
come
did.
to a conclusion.
Yes, I literally just
It's
did.
It's not just think about it. It's think about it, analyze it, break it down, and then come to a conclusion.
Well, not just that, but also approach it and address it in some way, shape, or form to an extent,
That
right?
is the thinking, the analysis. That is the thinking analysis part. It's more than that, though. It's also
well, yeah. I was about to say it's more than that because, like, it's more than that. You also have to approach and address that to some extent, depending on what
What
it
do you
is.
do after you approached it and analyzed it? What is the whole point of the reckoning? Is to come to the conclusion. This is what it is, and this is what I'm going to do.
Or at least, address what that is. Because maybe because let's say the reckoning is like you have to really just address this guy who's being an asshole, right? Like, and for example, as a hypothetical, right?
Let me put it in this context. Hey, you reckon he likes her? And then your friend takes a little bit of time to think about it and analyze it, and then comes to a conclusion, yeah, I think he does. And now, as a guy who's interested in her, and that's my best friend, he's into her, now I need to make a decision. And my friend also is like, maybe you don't hit on her. We come to a conclusion, and we come to a reckoning that don't do that. You reckon?
Well, because maybe she just ain't quite as into you as you think she is.
It's not about that. It's more of like,
or whatever. Well, yeah.
He likes her, so you don't do.
Well, at
Hands
least.
off. I asked my buddy, should I approach? I think he likes her. Maybe I shouldn't do that. What do you reckon? And then he processes. And he reckons, and then he's like, here's my conclusion. After my analysis.
Well, especially if you got like someone who knows like, oh, they got a boyfriend, this and that, or whatever.
No, I don't know that. That's why I'm asking. This is the context, brother.
Well, then why not shoot the shot? As far as in my mind,
because my friend, I could maybe see. Do you reckon that he likes her? Oh, you think he does? And you think I shouldn't approach? I don't think I should approach either. That's why I asked you, what's your reckoning? The reckoning isn't just an analysis and a process. It's also like a coming to terms and a conclusion. Do you see what I mean? It's beyond just thought and analysis. It's also a decision. Do you see what I mean? That's what
you come to a decision.
Well, that's a cool word, actually. It's actually a pretty awesome word. A reckoning or reckoner or
I just feel like that maybe, I don't know, like this is. I feel like also reckoning, at least what you're talking about, doesn't necessarily feel like the most accurate word though. Like, but.
For what? What context?
Do I have enough because I kind of actually want to see what the definition of this word is a little bit.
You reckon, reckoning, these are all words that are related. They're not the same thing, and they're not the same thing in the same context. That's why I'm talking about like in a bar, talking about a girl and a guy who like, you see what I'm saying? Like that changes what it means. Just like you think this. You think?
Yeah.
Right, Andrew? Like the verb you think could change in a context. But
Sure.
it doesn't do as much
Because
as,
it's also like a figure of speech, too, as well.
yes, and that's what I'm trying to explain is you reckon actually does more than you think. Because you think doesn't have a conclusion to it. It becomes an action off of that. That's why her saying, I'm in a reckoning, she's going to figure herself out, and then after that, she's going to do off of that analysis. I think.
That's fine.
I think maybe. I'm thinking. Do you see how I just did that? That's not the same as I have reckoned. I know. Here's what I'm gonna do. Do you see what I'm? It's not.
I mean,
the same.
sure.
Thinking and reckoning is not the same thing. They're very similar. They're not the same fucking thing.
But you also, like...
Right? They're not the same
Sure.
word.
But I also know I have really said, like, I think, I should probably legitimately, like, do this or that. It actually comes to a conclusion, like, that's something I need to do. Like, they're not necessarily, like, saying reckoning or this and that, but
that's why
kind of same idea, right? Like, because...
A reckoning is way bigger pressure than, hey, bro, you reckon?
Sure.
Do you see what I mean? Like, the words are not the same, but they're related, and they have totally different weights.
Well, yeah, because the definition of vocabulary of those words can be...
The weight.
Yeah, because
you reckon.
It differs, especially as...
Hey, you reckon is low weight. You think, but with a little more than you think. Whereas, the reckoning, that is like heavy shit, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The thinking.
I mean, it sounds existential.
Like you said, existential, but it's not. Like, it is a bit. It has a note of it.
Well, that's why I say it's like kind of a variation of, I think, the idea of it to an extent. Just on the virtuous, like, it's a thing that I'm trying to, like, think about, and maybe it's essential, but it's a reckoning that I have to address and then overcome, because it's not going to be a crisis. It's not existential to the point of a crisis. It's a point of a reckoning that I need to address and overcome.
No. So I'm trying to...
I'm just being observant.
You're great. I'm trying to get to a place here.
But you know what I'm at least trying to say? I mean, is that at least somewhat agreeable a little bit? I mean, you understand what I'm trying?
Yes. You're like...
I'm not saying that that's her. I'm just saying that,
you're
like...
90% there.
Well, okay. Yeah, well, I'm not maybe saying 100% all the way, but you get the idea, though.
Yes. And so where I'm trying to get at is... The context is you're free. You're finally free. You get to finally be you. What if you don't know who you is? And maybe you thought you were someone else, and now you're different, and that takes soul searching. That takes time.
Well, that does sound to me, especially for people I've experienced, an existential crisis. Maybe definition is different than other people. I don't know, but it sounds like one to me, because especially people I've seen going through that, being like, I have to reevaluate my identity.
The reason why it's existential for her is because she's halfway through her life. So, what she's basically
Which that's fair. I understand that.
So, but she's excited. But she still needs to sort it out.
Yeah.
And figure out what it is she's doing.
And that's not existential, though.
That's not fully existential, but there is an existential error to it. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you, dog, me and her, we had this conversation. She's like, I need to figure out who I am. And I was like, okay. So, that is your own shit, though. That's outside of me. When it's me and you, you're saying, I'm in it for the long haul. We need to figure out stuff. That's separate, right? It's just like, yes, that has nothing to do with you. I am in it for the long haul. You're my boyfriend. I want you for the long term. But I have to figure out my own stuff, and that's not going to affect us. That's great to hear. At the same time, I'm like, girl, don't you understand I'm going through the same fucking thing right now? I've never been more free, dude.
Yeah.
I have more boundaries with everybody in my life than I've ever had. Like with my brother, my mom. You know how important that is.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
I know.
Bro, it took me all this time to get to this place. I am very... I'm not in a quarter life crisis. I'm not in a midlife crisis. I'm not in a third life crisis. I am in a reckoning myself, brother.
Yeah, even the direct definition says refers to the act of calculating or estimating something.
There you go.
Which honestly, even my bro layman definition was kind of there too.
I'm just
yeah, I know. I mean, because
let's not focus on your need to be right or wrong.
No, it's not about that. I'm just saying, like, because there is truth to that. Like, that's what you're talking about.
Okay, you're right. Let's move on. I'm trying to express something to you, dollars. I am going through my own reckoning. Do I want to go to nursing school? Do I want to spend that money? Do I want to move to this area? Do I want to move back to Milwaukee? Do I want to do music? Do I want to do art? Do I want to...
Well, you won't...
I have so many fucking things I could do right now. I have... It's such
I suppose you want, like, a input to a degree?
That's why I fucking bringing it up, but it took this long to do it.
Well, because I want to...
Bro, I don't know if that word's really, like, a word that we should use, bro.
Well,
it's not really culturally used anymore, bro.
I'm not... I never said that, by the way.
Kind of were a little bit for a while.
No, I'm just saying. Honestly, it's kind of unfortunate, arguably, that it hasn't been used that much anymore culturally.
It is. You just haven't been exposed to it. And then you get upset when I tell you that. Bro, it's very well used. There's literally music that is iconic, named The Reckoner. And it was the best album.
Yeah, I know. I'm very familiar about with music stuff like that when it comes to that shit. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, at least in a broader contemporary modern sense, I haven't.
No, 2008.
That's all. I know, like I've heard it used way more in the past. Even growing up, I've heard it a lot. Like, I mean, but I'm just saying, not so much anymore. Like, I think you're misinterpreting when I was just, when I was mentioning about that from earlier.
I think your analysis of British culture is not that valid. You're using
I'm not.
media,
I
TikTok,
literally. Whoa,
Facebook,
bro.
YouTube shit too.
No, I wasn't inherently saying that. By the way, I'm not even talking about that anymore. I'm just talking about just my anecdotal experience. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but then you're trying to say that is like pure truth.
No, I'm literally saying anecdotal. That doesn't mean that's the truth. That's anecdotal.
Okay, then anecdotal should be like a 1 minute thing, not like 20 minutes. Shouldn't be like 20 minutes, dog.
Oh my lord.
That's how I am. I'm like, it took me 25 minutes to explain how I'm going through a reckoning because you got hung up on a word and how it's not modern.
It was not 25 minutes.
Yes,
that, bro.
It has.
Dude, we've been having a conversation about this for a while. Like, I arguably thought it was being productive, but evidently not. So I don't know what the.
I sat back and went, hey man, you're talking to my dogs. I want to talk to you about something that I'm going through. And it took this long to get...
I've been listening this entire time, dude. What the fuck?
We just finally got to how I'm going through a reckoning. But the whole fucking conversation was on a word and how you think it's a used word. It
wasn't.
Yes.
It literally wasn't.
That word's not really used, bro.
We had like a tiny little moment of that, and then we moved on. Like, what the fuck? You're just not wrong. You're like, I'm sorry, but like, dude, yeah, it literally is. Yeah, it is.
You focus.
Now you're focusing on more than I am. I've been moving on and listening to what you've been saying.
You didn't move on. You brought it up 3-4 times throughout the conversation about how it's culturally not used. You keep bringing it up. You just brought it up again. Like 2 minutes ago, brought up how let me be right about how it's not used.
I literally said not being right. I said anecdotal. You literally don't know what anecdotal means, do you?
Then why do you keep anecdoting 3 times?
I haven't.
Yes. You did it. You do it twice at least twice. You just did 2 minutes ago, and then you did it initially the first time. So you keep doing it.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God! 2 minutes ago, you just brought it. I'm being anecdotal with it, bro.
I did, not 2 minutes ago at this point, probably a little longer, but yeah, I did earlier because like I had to remind you, be like, I'm speaking of personal anecdotal experience. That's all. I literally had it was just a reminder thing. That's it.
Why?
I was moving on after that because I don't really care too much anymore. And you're the one who keep continuously bringing it up. I don't care anymore.
I'm trying to share something personal,
and I want to keep listening to that. But
you're like, hey, bro, I'm just being anecdotal. Like, the word means what I think it means.
Oh my God.
I need to, like, be okay about, like, how I'm guiltless or something.
Like, when the fuck did I ever say that? What the fuck?
People have reasons
why can't we
just do things, bro?
Wait, why not just keep continuing to cover what we're having, bro? Like, I've been paying attention and listening. I'm intrigued and want to continue to listen to it.
Why does it take so much energy for me to say, hey, bro,
oh
I'm
my
going
God.
through it?
Well, God, fuck forbid that sometimes
You were in the way of that. That wasn't me. That was you in the way of me opening up. Because you got hung up on a word and it being a culturally outlandish, outdated thing.
I never said it was outlandish. And when the fuck did I say it was outlandish?
Outdated. How about that?
I never even said that either. I just said I haven't heard it in a while.
Then why are we doing this?
Because you keep bringing it up. I just want to move on and talk what you were talking about earlier. I don't care anymore. I literally have said that over and over again at this point, dog. Like, I'm not the one caring. Like, that's seriously, dude. I literally am. I want to move the fuck on.
Bob and babysitting you for like 20 minutes trying to.
I'm literally wanting to move the fuck on, and you refuse to, dude. I just want to. I want to keep talking about what you want, but now you probably forgot. Like, cause
I haven't. I've been trying to say I'm going through shit, and you're like, let's talk about this word, bro.
Oh my God. Just literally keep having hang up over it. Let's just move on and have a conversation. I'm done with the stream at least, so, but like, what the fuck?
So you're rage quitting.
No, I'm not.